Erika here with PrepScholar GMAT, back today with my #1 GMAT reading comprehension trick for avoiding wrong answer traps. As always, if you like this video, please hit the button to subscribe and feel free to head over to our blog for even more great GMAT content. Links are in the description. Wrong answer choices on reading comprehension questions often use language either directly from the passage or closely related to the passage to trick you into picking them. They're meant to look right to someone who is trying to match an answer choice to the text. However, these trap answer choices are often totally unrelated to the question, assumptions that don't have adequate support, or even the opposite of the correct answer. So how can we avoid these trap answers? The secret to avoiding wrong answer traps on GMAT reading comprehension is to make a prediction before we look at the answer choices. This means that when we get to a question, we read the question stem and then completely ignore the answer choices when we make a guess in our own words for what the correct answer choice will be. If it's a general question, we should be able to make our prediction without hunting back through the passage. If it's a detail or extrapolation question, we should look for an answer in the passage and then make a prediction. Only when we finish making our prediction should we look at the answer choices. Let's try this process with a real GMAT example problem. Reading over the question, we see that it asks which of the following answer choices did Russian socialists within the women's movement and most bourgeois feminists disagree about. Now, hopefully before we've even looked at this question, we've done a thorough skim of the passage. But if for some reason we haven't, we'll go ahead and do that now. The first paragraph tells us that there are two currents in the Russian women's movement. One is bourgeois feminists, and the second is socialist feminists. So the first paragraph is about the two groups in our question. Seems like a really good place to look for a difference between them. We should also notice that this paragraph contains the transition keywords by contrast. This indicates that this sentence is talking about differences between the socialist feminists in this sentence and the bourgeois feminists in the sentence before. So the by contrast sentence seems like where we want to look for our answer. If we quickly look at the second paragraph to confirm, we should notice that the topic sentence starts with however, which tells us that this paragraph is switching ideas away from the differences in the paragraph before. It then goes on to say that bourgeois and socialist feminists shared certain underlying beliefs. So this paragraph is probably focused on the similarities between the groups, not the differences. Scanning the rest of the second paragraph, we should see even more similar language. Both areas of agreement, concurred, etc. So this paragraph isn't going to talk about differences, and we can safely ignore it. Focusing in on our by contrast sentence, we start to see our key differences. The socialist feminists in this sentence, as compared to the bourgeois feminists from the sentence before, emphasize different things. Socialist feminists focus on class, while bourgeois feminists focus on gender. Similarly, socialist feminists focus on socialist revolution, while bourgeois feminists focus on legal reform. So we have two big differences, class versus gender, and socialist revolution versus legal reform. So we should predict that the correct answer choice will include one of these differences. Okay, now that we finally have a prediction, we can look at our answer choices. Right away, we should notice that A says the groups disagreed about how central, or how important, legal reform is. The importance of legal reform was in our prediction, so this must be the correct answer. We spent about 3 seconds on these answer choices so far, and we can already pick A as our correct answer because we made a good prediction. But even more importantly than saving us time, making a prediction helped us avoid getting caught in any of the trap answers on this question. If we look at them now, which is often a good way to confirm our answer, we'll notice that each of the wrong answer choices has related language in the passage. If we didn't have a good prediction, we could have easily looked at a wrong answer choice, checked it against the text, gone, hey, I see this in the passage, looks good, and picked it because it seemed to fit. However, because we do have a prediction, we can easily eliminate all of the wrong answer choices because they don't match our prediction. If you have any questions on what we talked about today or suggestions for future videos, please leave us a comment below. Thanks for watching and happy reading comprehension studies.